Welcome to Poker Workout Wednesday number 2. For those of you who are new to this series, most of the time when you're studying and working on your game, you're not stressing an active thought process. So I put together these series of assignments that allow you to criticize the lines that you take or really critically think about what you would do in specific spots. So what you can do is you can go right below, you can click the link and download this actual assignment. Then I want you to go through it, I want you to do it, and then I'm going to provide, press pause right now, do it, and then I'm going to provide you with a full breakdown so you can see how close your thought process was to mine, what things you were missing, what things maybe you saw that I didn't see. It's a really good way to collaboratively work on our games, and just, it's a different format and I'm loving it so far. So let me know if you have any questions. Let's get into the hand. All right, so here we have another what would you do and why assignment. We have Linda. Linda's in her late 50s, female with conservative clothing and no cell phone. I don't know why. I guess no cell phone on the table. Don't be careful of your biases for women. Also, I could do a whole video here about men got a lot of weird stuff going on with women at the poker table for the most part. It's kind of a weird area of psychology that I'll have to make a video to explore. I think some guys have some big deep-seated issues when woman re-raises them. They don't like to be pushed around. Some weird stuff going on, but I'll make a video about that. But don't fall victim to this. We don't know anything about it. All we know is she's late 50s and female. It doesn't mean she's tight. Doesn't mean she's loose. Doesn't mean she doesn't know what she's doing. It just means what it means. Attention and focus immediately upon sitting down. She struck up a conversation with another player at the table. She continued her conversation during the dealing and play of her first few hands at the table. So could, lend itself to more of a casual, friendly type player who's not paying closely attention to the action. Could be more of a recreational activity based on that behavior, but it could be her first couple of hands and we don't really know what's going on. She's been at the table for 1 hour, 2-5, bought him for 500, stack currently around 325, and Linda has not topped up or rebought. Another indication that she's more recreational players. As I said in the last assignment, we're definitely going to see that better players or players who are more experienced are going to want to, rebuy or top off just because they want to extract max value. Makes sense. Our image, we've been playing the table for 2 hours and have played 5 hands, all not going to showdown. If your opponents are paying attention, understand that we're a tight and aggressive player. So tight and aggressive, same as before. If she's not paying attention, she might not necessarily know that. All right. Observation 1, Linda seemed to go out of her way to say hello to dealers and floor staff. Might support the fact that she's some sort of regular and that she knows, knows the people there. Linda called a $20 raise from under the gun player when she was in middle position. The hand went post flop, heads up. Linda folded on a 9-7-6 to a half pot C-bet. Okay. Linda has played 10 hands since sitting down at the table. 10 hands in 1 hour is pretty active for the most part live, especially if we don't have a really quick dealer. She's playing a lot. I'm assuming that most of the time okay. So in the 60 minutes of the table, Linda has not made a single raise pre-flop. She's probably a looser type player, wants to see flop, so on and so forth. You have to also understand when a player always is limping and always in calling and all of a sudden raises, you have to assume that they have a strong hand just because they're, I think that players mistake frequency of play with the categorization of what they did when they played. There's a big difference between call, raise 4x than just call. You got to notice those changes. Linda was overheard telling another player that she usually plays 3 to 4 times a week, mostly afternoon. So maybe she's just like a recreational type play. I don't know. Maybe she's a professional. Who the hell knows? I just don't think she doesn't sound like a professional without the retop. I just feel like so many players are going to re-up at 325 and not let their stack dwindle if they're playing for a career. But she might be a very serious, part-time player. 2 week past players limp and Linda raises to 20 in the button. We hold pocket 6s in the big blind and call. Both limpers call and the flop comes 9-6-2. What would you do and why? So this is kind of your perfect storm, best case scenario spot that you can get yourself into. We have Linda, a pretty loose player who's very active and involved in a lot of pots. And all of a sudden, for the first time ever, Linda raises. When Linda raises, we're going to assume that she has a lot of hands that on a board of 9-6-2 still believe that they have the best hand. Meaning, I mean, hopefully she's got aces or kings or something like that. But even if she had jacks or tens, or even if she had ace king, you know, there's a lot of hands that are going to continue. So we have the perfect dynamic here. So what would you do and why? Again, there is no reason in this spot why you don't want to bet. I mean, it's most of the hands that she's going to call us with, we are crushing. We want to build a pot early on. There's no reason to do some check, you know, tricky check and hope she check raise her, anything like that. You don't want to do that. Just bet, start building a pot. If she does have a hand, you want to hope that the turn in the river stay low and we can have this bet call, and all of a sudden she shows you kings and you show her a set of sixes, and that's that. Don't get too complicated. Don't get tricky, especially when this player is likely to have a strong hand in this spot. I think this is a very straightforward reason why, and a very straightforward hand. We're going to start off pretty basic with this format, and then as time progresses, we're going to get more advanced. We're going to get, you know, I'm going to put you in some really compromising spots where you have to maybe do some analysis or so on and so forth to figure out what's going on. But once again, let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you sign up for our Poker Hands Dissected. You've already signed up because you've probably done the assignment. But anything else, let me know. Just comment below. Tell me if you like the format. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. We are releasing between 2 to 3 videos every single week. Also, make sure you head over to schoolofcards.com/value. The link's below in the description. It's basically our value email list where I do random webinars for free once or twice a month. I also answer questions, submit hands, and we release videos that we don't always release on YouTube. So make sure you check out schoolofcards.com/value, enter your name and email, and I'll keep you up to date.